Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we proudly present our spectacular show of podcast magic and imagination full of Disney wonder, news, and pop culture. It's the Main Street Electrical Podcast with Jenn Dave and David Dollar.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Dave.
It's the Main Street Electrical Podcast. I like it. This is good. This is a couple weeks in a row now where the voice is just coming through. The Celine Dion is just singing through the veins. I love it. I love it. I saw a TikTok
Celine would be
video.
a lot higher than that.
I saw a TikTok video the other day of this girl, very young girl, probably in her teens, and all dressed to the nines, as teens are nowadays. And she was dancing to Celine Dion. She was like, "When you think I'm taking a nap, this is what I'm doing." And she was just doing all of the stuff. And I kept thinking, that is Jen. When Jen tells us she's taking a nap, this is exactly what she's doing in her house. And, you know, it's doing the Celine all over the place. So, welcome to the Main Street Electrical Podcast. Welcome to the Main Street Electrical Podcast, episode 196. I don't know what we're going to do for 200, but we're a couple weeks away.
Yeah, we better figure it out, huh?
Here it is. We'll figure something out. And that is Jen. I am Dave. Of course, we are here with our part-time third co-host that she's contractually obligated to be on our podcast. And we're trying to renew for her.
Wait, we
for
have
an
contracts?
extension.
Shoot.
Well, you know, we're going to double Kyla's pay for the.
It made me sign it.
Exactly. That, of course, is Kyla, aka Kyla Milberg. Hello, Kyla. Welcome to the show.
Hi, I'm back.
You are back 2 weeks in a row. Jen, how did you Disney this week?
Well, I mean, this is my cop out, but this has been happening. I literally am packing again for Disney.
So you just got off Virgin Voyages.
I did.
Okay. So real quick, before we get to the packing for the Disney stuff, can you give us the pitch in 60 seconds of Virgin Voyages? Just overview, you know, the kind of clients it's for, great time, blah, blah, blah. I mean.
Yeah, Virgin Voyages, adults only cruise line. As far as I know, first adult only cruise line in terms of like ocean liners, not meaning river cruises. It is a very different cruise line in terms of how everything works. So like everything is included, other than alcohol, which they usually include some sort of a bar tab. But it is, I will say, it is very. If you want it, it's probably there. There's a lot of good times to be had. There's a freaking arcade. You can play like Donkey Kong and Pac-Man, like original Pac-Man.
That's awesome.
For free is like,
dig it. I dig it.
So
That's
sweet. The food, amazing. If you are a foodie, you will love the food on Virgin Voyages. There are no buffets. It is all fresh made. It is like really, 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 really good. And it just has a very different vibe from other cruise lines. So I do not think it is for absolutely everybody. I will say the median age was probably between 35 and 55, but there were certainly people younger, certainly people older. And, you know, if you want more information about it, we'll be happy to share because it is the right fit for some people. It's just not the right fit for every person.
Well, and that's why you get a travel planner, because when somebody says, I want to go on a cruise, you work with somebody experienced like myself, Jen, or Kyla to say, okay, let's talk about the cruise you need to be on versus cruises that probably will not be up your alley. Single mom with 3 kids, probably not going to go on a Virgin Voyage cruise.
Well, because kids are not permitted. So definitely not.
But 21-year-old college students may or may not enjoy themselves on a princess cruise, you know, through the Mediterranean. They might. I don't know. We'll see. But that's why you have us. Yeah. And so, Jen, you just got back from the Virgin Voyages. You're headed out to a Disney trip, correct?
I am headed to Disney on Friday. That was pre-planned. The Virgin Voyages cruise was a very last minute. I'm so glad I had the opportunity to go on it and learn about the cruise line. And but yeah, now back to my first love, which is Disney. So
of course, and you're staying at Grand Flo or Bay Lake?
Riviera,
nice, very nice. Now, I'm guessing you've stayed there before.
I have stayed there before.
Okay, that's the one of the few that I have not actually spent the night in. I do want to go there and spend the night.
I love Riviera.
Beautiful.
I sent you guys a picture of my Disney today, actually. We got our pins in the mail for the first time in a very long time because pin trading is finally coming back, truthfully, at Disney World. I went on eBay and bought ourselves a lot, and I don't mean like a lot, I mean an actual lot of pins. It's like $75 or whatever, $50. And if you know what you're doing, you can get some really good pins on eBay. I mean, if you don't know what you're doing, you could really end up with a pile of crap, and you don't want that. So I'm happy to help people with their pins and stuff, but yeah, we're excited about doing pin trading as well. And I always have a pair in my little fanny pack on my side there that I carry when I'm hanging out with you guys. I always have a little bag of pins, and I trade when I can. But I think
haven't we prevented him from wearing that yet, Kyla?
It's killing me. It's
Well, I
just
mean, you can't really
absolutely
see it.
killing
It's
me.
under the shirt. I mean,
It did.
It
We
doesn't
can
matter.
see
I
it.
know it's there.
We know
I
it's
know
there.
it's there.
I'm gonna start wearing on the outside of my shirt right there in the front so you can see it.
No.
It'll be great.
Oh God, no! Please don't do
Great.
that.
Stop. No.
But speaking of travel, and I have to mention this, after we got off the recording last week, a day later, my wife decided, well, didn't decide, my wife was given the opportunity to go on a trip. Her parents were going on a trip through our church, and it's kind of a big group of 20 people that are going. They were going to go to Egypt and Israel, and of course, with things going on in the world, they knocked off the Israel part. They're just going to Egypt. They're going to see some pyramids. They're going to be on a riverboat, river cruise for a little while. They're staying in some 5-star hotels. And my father-in-law, her dad, cannot go for some health reasons. He's fine, but he decided it was a good idea for him not to go. Steph actually called Jen immediately or texted her. She was like, "Hey, I got a question about flights." And, so they went back and forth and everything because Jen's good like that. And so this morning, my wife left for Egypt. She is on her way to Atlanta with her mom.
Wow.
They're boarding a Turkish Air flight to Istanbul, not Constantinople.
So nice.
And then they will fly over to Cairo, and they will spend the weekend in Egypt.
Constantinople.
Ding, ding, ding. There you go. There you go. Good catch.
Does Nicki Minaj sing that?
No,
No,
that is like a 50s.
That's like They Might Be Giants actually made that popular
Third Eye Blind?
in like the 90s.
No, that way predates that. It's like
Well,
I
I know, but I mean, they're the ones that really kind of pushed,
it came back in
made
the
it popular.
yeah, it did,
Istanbul,
yeah,
not Constantinople.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just one of those phrases that like when I hear, Istanbul, I immediately think of that song, and I will always throw in the not Constantinople.
No, always.
Always. So, Kyla, how did you Disney this week?
Actually, I have to say, it was this morning when I panicked and texted Jen and was like, I was trying. So just to preface this, I'm bringing the girls to Disney for a few days during our April vacation. And I was like, oh man, I haven't made park reservations yet because annual pass holders like myself have to still make park reservations. I won't get into my feelings on that, but whatever. So I went to go make park reservations.
I don't like it.
And
it's okay.
no, I mean,
Nobody likes it. It sucks.
I have stronger words than that. But I went to go make park reservations and it said it was like all blocked out. And I'm like, that's not like regular April vacation. Like our April vacation is different than like the normal week. It's after. So
And it's like late April.
Yes.
It's like late April.
And like, why are these days sold out? I'm having a heart attack. Like I already booked the hotel, the flights, like the girls are going to be so sad. Like, what am I going to do? So I have to buy myself like other tickets so I can make park reservations. And I'm like texting Jen, I'm like, oh my God, why are these days like sold out? And then I was like, oh, just kidding. I already made the park reservations for myself.
I'm like, well, did you use the right bucket? Like, did you choose annual pass holder staying on property, or did you like use just the annual pass bucket? Like, which one did you pick?
Like,
I'm like, it doesn't make any
crisis
sense. It has to be
averted.
English.
Because I was like, oh my God, I can't change these Spirit flights. Like, I will be like paying the biggest fees ever to change. So, no, crisis averted. That's how I Disneyed, is that I had a heart attack about Disney. But, all is well and good in the world. And now I just have to buy the girls' 3-day ticket. Actually, that new one that was just released.
Yeah.
And link that up, and I'm good to go.
Nice.
So that's my story.
And you're sticking to it. Very good. I'm excited for you guys to go. Now, where are you guys staying?
I am checking off Pop.
Nice. You're gonna like it more than you think you will. It won't, and obviously you're gonna notice the differences in some of the resorts. You're gonna be like, yeah, this is not Boardwalk.
Right. I know. My
Kyla's already
Skyliner,
prepared for the text from me the entire time.
That Skyliner, and I know you have the Skyliner at Boardwalk,
Pop.
but you have to go around and walk across that bridge and down towards Epcot to get the Skyliner. At Pop, it's right there, and it is just so.
I know. Well, you know what? I've been studying the map because I've toured Pop once, but I have that and All-Star movies to check off. And other than that, I've stayed at every resort. So the girls I showed the map to, and they're like, what kind of room category do we have? I'm like, standard. So that doesn't mean we're not going to be in 60s because that's like right behind the lobby. And they're like, well, I kind of want 70s, but I understand we'll probably be in 80s and 90s. I love the computer. So and I'm like, what the? I'm like, it is what it is, guys. Like, we're going to figure it out when we get there. Why don't you tell the guys, at the desk, the cast members, like, you want to be next to the computer or next to the the bowling pins or whatever it is. I'm like, see if they'll give us some pixie dust. I'll let you guys talk. No,
Yeah, you know, and you can't deny
funny.
those faces. They're probably going to be like, you know what, we're going to pixie dust and upgrade you guys to contemporary tower view. That's probably the best thing to do. You know, tower. Let's do that. No. We have to stay here because I haven't stayed here yet. We have to stay at Pop.
I know.
Right.
But I've already stayed at contemporary. I have to check off Pop. In my head, I have like made myself do this. And Jen just shakes her head every time.
Like, I'm good. You know what I'm missing? I'm missing All-Star Sports, All-Star Movies, and Pop Century. And guess who's good with it?
No, I'm going to check off every single one of them.
Oh, and Art Animation.
You haven't been to music since like the Spanish Inquisition. I mean, it's been a long time since you've been to music.
It's been a long time.
Like you were in college, so it's been
I
like
was in
2008, something like that. I mean, it's
Oh,
crazy.
it was before that. I think it was
well, you know, something like that.
2001, 2002.
Yeah, I was kidding. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
when
but
it was.
But you
was
did
early-
it, so you can check it off.
But I get to check it off.
And you
I
can't just say, "What was that
it's
music?"
all
I was
the
at all of them.
All-Stars.
No, you.
Yeah,
you have to
yeah,
say
it
each
is.
one.
Oh no, it's
You
all
have
of
to
them
each
in my
You have
book.
to
It's
do
all
No,
of them.
you have to stay at each one. One doesn't
No.
like constitute staying at all three of them.
Yeah, it does.
Right.
Yeah, for me, it does.
we agree to disagree. I am going to be. Wait, am I the first agent? If I check off All-Star Movies, would I be the first agent to stay at every single resort?
As far as I know.
I'm curious about that.
I think
Really?
so.
Crap. I need.
I don't know anybody else who has.
I need Beach Club, Old Key West, and Riviera. Those are the only three I need. If I were going by myself, I would do like a triple split stay, and I would stay like a night each if I had to.
Do it for the December trip.
December trip, yes, maybe. No, we're going actually in a couple of weeks. We're staying in, and I've gone through this plight before. We're staying at French Quarter for a few nights, and then we're going over to Art of Animation because more families coming in. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So yeah, our trips are coming up. Now that the audience has been entertained by all the trips we're taking. Yay! No real news, but we do want to talk about this real quick to make sure that people know about it. We have a Disney ticket promotion. Which those are three words we don't say very often because Disney very seldom puts tickets only. Usually they're like, if you want to spend money on tickets, you got to stay on property or you got to do it in a package or whatever. And so the Florida resident tickets are obviously that news is coming out. And Florida resident tickets are what they are. And you have to be a Florida resident and so on. But they have a 3-day and a 4-day park magic ticket. Now with the 3-day, you have a ticket to go to Animal Kingdom, to Epcot, and to Hollywood, not Magic Kingdom. And that is really important to understand. That if you go with that 3-day ticket, it will save you money, but you cannot walk up to Magic Kingdom going, hey, I haven't been here yet. I want to go here. You can't. It's you have a ticket for one of the 3 days. And it's like they're giving you a ticket that says Epcot on it, one that says Animal Kingdom, one that says Hollywood, because you get 1 day at each of those parks.
Right.
A 4-day ticket gives you one at each park. Again, you only get to go to one of those parks one time. You can't, decide to put, you can't add a park hopper, and you can't decide, you know what, I'm going to skip Animal Kingdom and do Magic Kingdom twice. You can't do that. It is one park per day. But if you're planning on doing that anyway, if you're a base ticket kind of person, which I don't understand who those people are, but if you're a base ticket kind of person, and you're only going to do one park per day anyway, this is a pretty good deal. And with the 4-day, we actually can roll it into a package. 3-day we cannot. So that's a separate ticket purchase. If you're off property, heaven forbid, if you're off property or doing whatever, that 3-day ticket will save you some money. But honestly, I don't know why you wouldn't go for the 4-day, because why in the world would you go and not be able to get into Magic Kingdom? That's just.
I'm doing the 3-day.
Are you really with no Magic Kingdom? Well, but you guys have been like 6 times this year, so I mean it's already
it's different.
And that's what, that's what I had to convince the girls is we went in January. We're going back July 4th. This ticket is going to save me $100 versus buying you guys a 2-day base ticket. So the 3-day promo ticket they're giving is cheaper than a 2-day base ticket for Bella and Sophie, being 10 and 6. So I have an adult ticket to buy and then the kid ticket. So it was saving me $100. So I had to convince them to do the 3-day, knowing we will not make it to Magic Kingdom. And Sophie was driving a hard bargain. She's like, if we do that and we go to Animal Kingdom, she's like, I'm getting the last princess house that I need to add to my collection. And I shook on it.
And you're like, when did this become a negotiation? This is not a negotiation. I'm taking you to Disney World.
You guys to Disney.
No, have you met Sophie? Sophie, is she?
She's a wild card. You never know.
She's going to work her way into a VIP ticket. And Mom, I talked to the cast member. We're doing a VIP at Magic Kingdom. We don't have a ticket. Well, you need to figure that out, Mom. So
I wouldn't be surprised.
I was going to say that actually would probably.
Yeah, but you're right. It is a very good, especially like in your case, you got room only, and you had to add tickets because you have an annual pass, and with the different ways we're working the tickets and stuff. So that actually it works really well for you because you've been frequently. It is one of those if you don't get to come very often, I would do the 4-day. You can put it into a package, but if not, again. This is what we're here for, to talk about your options and say, you know what's going to save money? Oh, you really want to do Epcot and then go see Magic Kingdom fireworks? Mm-hmm. Maybe this ticket's not for you. Or, oh, you just want to do 2 days at the parks. You're going to do Epcot and Hollywood. Let's talk about this 3-day ticket because you're going to save a little bit of money. So yeah, this is why we're here. So good times on that. So last week we talked all about our dining, our table services. We went through like 8 different dining locations. We kind of gave some grades on them, talked about how much fun we had. This week we're going to kind of step it back a little bit and do more of a lounge kiosk kind of quick service kind of thing because we have several that we want to talk about and kind of run through our trip. And we're going to talk about first the Summerhouse on the lake. Now, for those of you who do not know, this is not a subdivision in Disney Springs. This actually is an actual restaurant.
It is
Summerhouse on the lake. It's very bright. It's very airy. They have
I love the look of it.
They have a kind of a brunch menu going on there, which is really, really nice. You can get things like hold on, I had the menu pulled up here because I took a picture of this menu. They have things like peppers, and you can get like watermelon tostados and jalapeno cornbread. And they've got different pastas and tacos and sandwiches. And basically, you can probably get out of this for $30, $35 a person. This is nothing too big. They have barbecue glazed salmon for like $38. So if you want to go crazy with it, you can. But they have all kinds of different things. That we got there, and we were kind of wandering around Disney Springs. We decided to truck on in there. I think we had a reservation. Reservations are highly suggested for this place. Do we not have a reservation?
I don't think there was a reservation.
Is this when we just sat at the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So it's a table service, but they do have a bar. You can walk in and sit at the bar, which we did.
If there's space,
if there's space,
because we did not have a reservation.
Yes, and we there's 5 of us. Brady and Jen and Kyla and Frank and fifth wheel over here. So we kind of all crowded around the bar. Your experience, what do you guys think about Summerhouse on the Lake and at least the bar area?
We had dinner there in January, and I thought it was great. The loaded potato deviled eggs are the best I've ever had. They were delicious. It was, and they were like a little salty with like great flavor. They were so good. I don't remember what I had for an entree. This is like a recap of like last week when we were like, wait, what did we order?
What did I eat?
But I will say that they have like a few different spritzes, like Aperol spritzes. They have like an Aperol, they have an Orlando, which I think, did you and I get that, Jen, when we sat at the bar 2 weeks ago?
I don't think
there's a couple different ones. I had one in January and I had one with you.
Whatever was there was really good. And
and then I think it's a great place.
And then we had
cookies. And
David got cookies for everybody.
Yes. One of the benefits of this place is right next to it, which you don't need reservations for either. They have a cookie and coffee bar. And you walk in there and they have this massive display of all these very large cookies. When I say large, they're probably 4 or 5 inches across. They're very big. The M&M cookies, birthday cake cookies, creamsicles, peanut butter, chocolate walnuts.
Orange
they're all going to be around $5 to $6 each. But they're worth it. I had the creamsicle, and I think one of you had the birthday cake, and somebody else had the double chocolate, which was a little bit too much for me, but it was good. The creamsicle was really, really good. Like I could not eat the whole thing. I ended up. I'm one of those people. I want to take the cookie back with me, but then it just sits on the dresser the entire time I'm on vacation. I never get to it, so I ended up throwing it away like a week later.
No!
But it was really, really good. They have the coffee bar there where they've got they do have spritzers, the 1996 spritzer, and they have a margarita and a rosé and an espresso tini.
I remember anything.
I had a cold brew with some vanilla syrup in it, but they've got like lakeside lemonade and chai tea latte, and so it's a functioning little coffee bar there too, so you can get drinks with your cookies, and it was very good. I had a really good experience there, and I'm looking forward to eating there.
I'd like to eat there, like actually have a meal there. So
it was
good.
Good.
Next trip, put it on the list.
It's brand new. Put it on the list, like the one we're actually going to do, not just the list.
Not the list that we have that like might get done at some point.
Yes, the scroll that goes about 100 yards of all the things that we after we get back from the trip. We didn't do that either, did we? Dang it. So I think this is a place that'll be hard to get for a little while because it is so new. I think it'll probably even out some over time. So if you can't get something now, then we'll get there. We also went to the Baseline Taphouse. which is over at
Mhm.
Hollywood Studios. And you guys are big fans of Baseline. So what is it
Yes.
about Baseline Tap House that really just like you guys just go to Baseline every time you migrate to Baseline Tap House? What is it about that place that you guys just love so much?
You go, Jen.
Oh gosh. Okay, so for us, it is a great. So the quick service in Hollywood Studios is fine, but it's just fine.
Fine.
Right.
Yeah, like it's
Right.
fine. But we love going into Baseline and getting the charcuterie board and the soft pretzel, and then something to drink. And then it's just, if you can sit inside, it's the old writer stop, and you can still see like where the carrot cake cookie used to be.
I
which
do miss
was,
the writer stop.
my
I will
gosh,
tell you that.
the writer stop was fantastic. Okay, I do miss it, but they have honored it up on the shelving. You can still see where it says like writer stop and like different things. And I just think it's really good. And if you're sitting inside, it's great people watching. There's plenty of seating inside and outside.
I love
And
the terrace.
the terrace is amazing. I just think, and there's something, I feel like there's kind of something for everyone there, because they also have obviously they have like several kinds of beverages, alcoholic, non-alcoholic, like whatever you want. Kyla? Yes, Kyla? I know what she's going to say. I'm ready. I know what she's going to say.
Can I share my drink hack?
Yes.
Yes, please.
I know.
You said there's other beverages there. But to add to those beverages, you can ask for a double shot of Tito's in your strawberry hibiscus soda.
Yes. Yes, they do have, and you're right, they do have strawberry hibiscus soda on tap, and it's non-alcoholic, and I get that every time I go.
It is so
it's so good.
The last time I went, they offered free refills when you were there. Like you couldn't leave and come back later on, but when we were there last time, not this past time though. I didn't look to see. But the first time I ever went to Baseline, it was with you guys, obviously. This was maybe for the 50th. I think I got like 3 of them. I just kept going back because you guys were at Baseline for like 4 hours, and so I just kept drinking.
I just like to hang out there and like it's
I love
just
the terrace.
I
with
love the
pretzel
terrace
and my double shot. Too bad they don't give refills on the double shot with the
I don't think
soda.
they give refills on that.
Because they'd be out of business, especially when they all roll in. No, but you're right. They have the Bavarian pretzel. They have the California cheese and charcuterie plate, as you mentioned. They have spiced almonds there as well.
They do.
You can get all kinds of craft beer on tap there. They have the hard cider. They have wine, cocktails, margaritas, and all kinds of spirit, everything from Tito's to Maker's Mark to Jose Cuervo and Patron.
Like I will say they're very good to work with too, because like Brady has a nut allergy. So on the charcuterie board, you can like, I've been able to say before, like, hey, can we have double of this? And I don't want this. Like, and they're really good. They're really good about it. Right. So, and the soft pretzel comes with like a spicy brown mustard and a like beer cheese. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's so good.
And across the little walkway there, they have the hydraulics. And the only reason I'm even mentioning this is the brand new, basically a food cart, like a drink cart. It's Coca-Cola influenced, because they have the 2 big dishes there are the savory churros topped with Coca-Cola and bourbon candied bacon, sriracha, and scallions. What I got was the candy painted cinnamon rolls, mini cinnamon rolls topped with Coca-Cola infused glaze and toasted nuts. And they've also got other things on there too. They've got you can get like frozen slushies with alcohol, like Jack Daniel's whiskey and Coke, Bacardi, vodka. You can get draft beer there. They've also got the mini churros, Mickey shaped pretzels, popcorn, your basic things like that. But it's all very Coke themed. To that, the cinnamon rolls were good. I liked the glaze. I thought the cinnamon rolls were a little drier than I wanted them to be. I don't know if that was because I was getting them in the middle of the day. I would like to try them again, but at a different time. But yeah, the glaze was good though. It's a very, very sticky glaze, and I'm somebody OCD. I do not like my hands being sticky, so I was like trying to wash my fingers off, and I was like, it's really, really sticky. But it was pretty good though. I mean, they're like $6 or $7, and I don't know if I would get the sriracha with scallions and stuff, whatever that is. I would try it if one of you guys got it, but
do they have frozen Coke there? Because that's something that Brady's always looking for.
I love that.
I know frozen Coke is so good.
I'm actually looking at the menu now.
Because they have it over by 50s prime time. They do have a frozen Coke there.
They have frozen slushies. They had lemonade slushies.
Not a tune-in, it's a kiosk.
Yeah. Lemonade slushies,
talk about
blue raspberry slushies, and Coca-Cola slushies available.
Okay, so they do have
without alcohol. They do. They do.
Yeah, because sometimes you just want a frozen Coke. Like, it just
Stephanie's like that too.
tastes good.
The only place for the longest time we felt we could get them was a little Drinkwalla over at Animal Kingdom. That was the only place we could find that had them, and now they're starting to kind of pop up.
Yeah, like by
other
Rock
places
and
as well.
Roller Coaster.
Yep.
I don't remember what that little food
No.
cart thingy is called. They do have that and frozen lemonade actually.
Right.
And you can get with or without alcohol. And then they do have non-alcoholic ones over by Gertie, and not in Tune and Kyla, but there's like a little drink stand. I don't know. It's on the corner, like right after you exit the one store, that's now like Star Wars and Marvel.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, like on the corner there.
I don't know what it's called, and I looked at it purposely for that reason, and I forget.
But like, I know where to go to get them if I want it. But yeah, it's down from Tune In.
Well, we've mentioned Tune In a couple of times. Let's talk about Tune In, because that's where we went before we went to Baseline. Tune In Lounge over there right by 50s Primetime. If you don't have a 50s Primetime reservation, you can walk in. You can walk in. If you do have a 50s Primetime reservation, you can go there while you're waiting for your table. But it's a little bar themed to the 50s and 60s, like the whole restaurant and everything. And they have your general basics of, and they have like specialty drinks just for the Tune In Lounge and such, which probably are a lot like other drinks. They just have different names based on where they are. But yeah, it's a fun little place. It's a little small because of course our group was like 12 people strong.
Yeah, it's not big.
Right.
But it's a
and there are not seats. We should note there are not seats. Now there used to be.
Correct.
Because that is actually
probably
my sister-in-law's
the big
favorite.
ones there are the Tune In PB&J cocktail, which is the screwball peanut butter whiskey, blackberry brandy, Bailey's Showers cream liquor. Bailey's, I probably should have gotten some of that. And they have the grandma's picnic punch, and they have a few other specialties as well. Like I got water there because there wasn't a whole lot to get for the non-drinker. Tune In Lounge, what are your thoughts on that? You guys can speak to this more than I can because I can get water anywhere.
We ask for Elena first of all.
Yes, because she's amazing.
She's the best. And I order the spicy chocolate martini, which is delicious.
I've never had that, but it looked delicious. So,
so good. And they serve it with like little chocolate straws, like the little tiny.
Oh yeah, those little bitty ones. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's so good.
Well, like I said, that is my sister-in-law's favorite location. And so whenever we went in, Kyla was there, and I'm like, Elena, and she remembered me from like when we were just down there with Brady's sister and her husband, and she was like, "Oh, how's April?" And we were just talking, and I texted a picture of Elena, and she goes, "Tell her I'll have a captain and iced tea." And I tell her, and Elena's like, "Tell her I'm serving it right up." So,
which by the way is a great combination that I had never thought of before.
Yeah, I mean, the first time I heard her order it, I was like, huh.
Interesting.
Literally never heard of this. So yeah, but Elena is just fabulous. So sweet. And yeah, I think like it's a super chill vibe in there. And I love, I just think it's a great place to cool off too in the middle of the day. And because there's rarely like a line, so you can always just kind of go in there and hang. But again,
Baseline's the one people know. People know about Baseline. So everybody goes there. Baseline can get really busy. I think Tune In Lounge is one of those that people kind of forget about because they see 50s Primetime. We don't have a reservation. Let's just keep going and find something else somewhere. And you don't realize, I could just walk into Tune In and grab a drink and stay there at the bar or walk out or whatever. So I think it's good. And also there's a Starbucks right down the path there. So if you're like me and you're like, you know what, I want some coffee, go to Starbucks.
Yeah, go to Starbucks.
You can come back. So
Joffrey's in Hollywood Studio. They do. It's by Tower of Terror. It's by Tower of Terror.
Yeah, they do. So also that's Hollywood Studios. Let's jump over to Animal Kingdom, and that would be the Nomad Lounge. Now, my wife had one requirement this time around. She wanted to go to Nomad because, again, with our kid, even though he's 12, of course, he's special needs. For those who don't know, he's hard to take to places like this. It's hard for mom and dad to sit and have a drink with him because he's like, I want to do something. Let's go. Which part of me's gonna understand too. I'm like, why are we sitting here? Why are we not riding Everest or whatever? So Steph's like, I've never been to Nomad. Like, I've personally been twice. She's never been. And so she's like, guys, can we go to Nomad? And so I told Kyla and Jen, I'm like, guys, we're going on this trip. It's like Steph wants to go to Nomad. And I remember Frank going, yeah, let's do that. That sounds good. We'll do that. so we made plans to go to Nomad. Now, it's not something you can get reservations for. So you need to get there as soon as they open, walk up, get your name on the list. And when we got there, They opened it. They actually opened at 10:30. They started taking names at 10:30. We got there. I got there at 11. Got a name on the list, and I think we were called back about an hour and a half later. So
something like that.
It does build up over
So
time.
we just finished our spring rolls.
Yep, it's right next.
Yes.
Right next
Oh
to
yes,
Tiffin's.
so good.
Right next to Tiffin's, and it's a little bar and lounge with all kinds of little snacks and stuff. We had because we all sat together, we kind
Small
of shared a little
plates.
bit, but we had the Bangkok chicken wings, which are the wings with the fish sauce, caramel, peanuts, and cilantro, and we also had the churros, which are the vanilla cream and seasonal sauce, which were very, very good. I cannot even tell you what Steph got, the drink that she got, but they've got drinks with names like Annapurna Zing and the Night Monkey and Delang's.
I know there's one called Jen's Tattoo because
there's Jen's Tattoo.
my name is
Exactly.
Jen.
It's one of my
Exactly.
favorites.
It is actually
And it has two
spelled.
N's.
It has 2 N's. It's actually spelled right. I'm like, oh.
But I always get one of two things. Usually the Zinga Bar Fizzy, which is the passion fruit puree, mint, simple syrup, and lime juice with ginger beer, or the Happy Maca, whatever it's called, which is guava, simple syrup, and lime juice with cilantro. And both are very, very good.
I feel like
these are the
cilantro in a
non-alcoholics.
drink.
And so, I mean, it's a little bit.
Interesting.
It's fine. It's fine. So let's talk about Nomad. What do you guys love about Nomad so much? Because Kyla, you were very excited
I do love it
when I mentioned
there.
it.
I think it's a nice place to sit. I mean, honestly, every time I've
Mhm.
gone, I mean, I've sat inside, I guess, with you guys the past 2
Right.
times, but a lot of times I've been out on the porch. And
Mhm.
again, it's just great people watching us on, like looking at people on the way to Pandora. It's nice and cool and breezy, even if it's hot out. And I don't know, it's just a nice place to relax. Again, it's a neat vibe.
Yeah.
Food wide, Brady isn't as huge of a fan of like the small plate food, but like I had the
Mhm.
charcuterie board and I thought it was really good. And Brady got the kid steak. He has some allergies, so like
Right.
it was like an allergen friendly. So we got
It
like, the
looked
kid
good
steak.
though. Like it
But yeah,
really
he said
would
it was
feel
good.
delivered. So
Yeah.
this is perfect. I mean, this is also like the middle of the afternoon, so it was a good portion for the middle, for
Yeah.
1 or 2 o'clock or whatever. So it worked really well. Kyla, you love Nomad. I know that you do, and you were very excited when I mentioned it just now. What is your love of Nomad from? What do you love Nomad so much?
I agree with Jen. It's just a fun, neat vibe inside.
Yeah.
And when we go with the girls, there's like questions hanging on these giant signs, like in the middle of the
Yeah.
room about
Mhm.
travel. So like the girls and I were like ask each other questions. But then sitting outside, like Jen said, you can watch the flotillas float by,
Right.
like the boats
Right.
float by, and they just have like these big cushiony couches, and it's just relaxed. I get
Yeah,
the
the seating is
poke bowl.
really comfortable. I mean, it's
Yeah.
very
Very
plush and very
comfortable.
nice.
The tuna poke bowl is delicious. It's always so good with like
Oh, yeah, that's
kimchi
what you
on
got.
it and
Mhm.
edamame. Yeah, I get that every time. But the churros are excellent too. And then the drinks, like I had to like write it down because I was like, there's so many funky names. The Lamu libation, it has like the
Mhm.
Oh,
rum
yeah.
floater.
Yep.
It's so good. But Jen's tattoo is like my second favorite because it's
Yeah.
got like watermelon and hibiscus, and it's just
It
like
Yes,
refreshing.
it's
And I think that one has
kettle
the
and
little
vodka.
lotus floating on the top too. It has the little light up
Yeah.
lotus.
Mhm.
That,
Yep.
well, you can eat it. No, that's the one with like the edible hibiscus flower.
Oh,
on it
that's
that
right.
you
That
can
okay,
eat.
okay.
Mhm.
But one
It's
of them
like
has a little
pink.
light
It's like a
up.
bright pink.
One of them has like a little floating light up lotus flower
Oh,
that
I
floats
need
on the
that
top.
one next
I don't
time.
remember which one. Maybe I might
Yeah.
have. I don't remember what that one is.
We'll ask. We'll ask next time. Put it on the list.
On the list. Yeah, I'm looking at pictures of our food, and for whatever reason, I have a picture of like a plate of empty chicken bones because those chicken wings were very good. And so, also, and I want to mention this beforehand, and I forgot to mention this. My favorite quick service in Animal Kingdom, and probably a top 5 service across the board, is Satu'li's Canteen.
Oh, it's
over
so
in Animal
good.
Kingdom at Pandora, and it's one of those places where I don't get a lot of things on the menu, but I get one thing, and I love that one thing very,
one
very,
is
very
it?
much. And it's the meat bowl basically. Like, well, I always get it with the noodles, and you can get it with chicken and steak.
Yeah.
And they have little bubble balls in there with the extra sauce and stuff. It is so delicious, and the
It's really
blueberry
good.
mousse cake might be my favorite dessert on property. It is so
Wow.
good. It is so good, and it's one of those things where every time Steph's like, "Do you want to split a dessert?" and I'm like, "No, I don't. I will, but I don't. I won't eat a lot. I know you won't eat a lot, but you will, and it's fine. We can split the dessert. It's fine." So I'm like, I will
See,
get
in
on my
those
phone.
situations, Brady's like, no, get your own.
I will get on the phone right now and book an extra trip just so I can come back and say, "Honey, I earned some extra money, so let's get 2 desserts." But no, we went over there for early lunch, and it was really good, and as it always is. And it was nice with no children. We just got to sit down and enjoy our meal, and
And
we did the
outside
safari, and
in
so.
that little kiosk, they have the Night Blossom, which is
Yep.
So good.
so good. And that one is a non-alcoholic one. But then if
Mhm.
you would like to, you can add
rum.
add rum to it. So that works either way.
If you're in
And
the
it's got
rum, you can bring your
boba
rum.
balls. Yeah, and then it's got the boba balls on top. And I don't know, it is so
Night
one of the
Blossom
best
is one of
drinks.
those like iconic drinks from Animal
It's
Kingdom. Like,
iconic.
I think for people who know the drinks and stuff, they always come up with Night Blossom. And you see pictures of it online, so it's really, really, really good.
And it's really pretty.
So, yep.
Yes.
Yep. Over in
Agreed.
Epcot, of course, there is La Cava, and that's the one that everybody loves. You got to really be committed to La Cava though, because that place is
You got to be
busy
committed.
all the time. The margaritas are there. People love the margaritas and such. There's that. I also had a brunch over at La Creperie over in France, and basically it's crepes is what it is, and they're good crepes, but
They are good crepes.
And they're very large. I mean,
They are.
They are. They're like the size of my head.
Yeah, they are. They're like literally the size of a plate.
Yeah.
They're huge.
They're like a big square.
Well, and you can get them with like eggs and meat and things like that.
You can
get savory
more
or
dessert
sweet.
and stuff. Savory or sweet. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for there.
Mhm.
I think I ended up getting like the ham and cheese. Basically, it's
I've had that one.
let's see. I'm looking here. It's
Bechamel sauce, I think, is in it.
Yeah, I don't
maybe?
even know where it is on here somewhere. It's
Ham
a
and
classic.
Gruyere?
It's ham and egg and Swiss cheese. And Stephanie ended up getting the pomme, which is caramel apples, caramel brulee salé. I'm
Ooh.
saying that all wrong. And we just kind of split. Like I gave her half mine, half of hers. We actually sat there and ate with our friend Susan. I think she got the banana with the caramel sauce as well. They've also got
That
the
sounds good
hazelnuts.
too.
The hazelnut spread with whipped cream, which is
Oh, I love that
gourmand,
one.
which is good,
I
but
love
that's
that
a little
one.
too sweet. Oh, it's a
No,
little
it's
sweet.
not.
Oh my God,
But-
it's Nutella.
It's Nutella.
It's Nutella.
For Kyla,
David, you're wrong.
For Kyla, you can actually add a shot to any crepe with a Grand Marnier, rum, or Calvados.
I've never
So-
actually done that.
I
Is it
never
messy?
would have thought
And
about
how does
do you
that
eat
work?
that?
How
Do
do
they
you-
just pour it
yeah.
on top?
How
or
does that
how does
actually
I have no
work?
idea. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
I'm
I just
confused.
had
That's-
no.
I don't-
no.
I
just
don't know how I
regular
feel about
crepes
that.
is fine.
Yeah.
No,
Let's
that
just
is
have crepes.
Drippy. Thank you.
That
Let's
is
just have
a-
crepes with Nutella.
Yeah.
It's a table service, but a lot of times you can just walk right on up. Like we've done it. This is what happened when we
That's
were there at
true.
Epcot. We walked right up because it's right there by between Ratatouille. They actually have a crepe, like a window as well. You can just go buy them at the window, which I have a problem with that because I have nowhere to sit. There aren't a lot of tables out there, and I'm
That's
just
true.
like, it's something very messy to sit and eat on a curb, which we all did for the 50th. We sat on that
I mean,
curb.
we've done it.
But we walked right on up, got a table, went right on in. It was very, very, very good.
It's-
But also at Epcot in France, right around the corner, there would be the champagne flights, which Jen and Kyla, you guys can
Yes.
talk all about that. Where to find the champagne flights and what do we get with those?
You know what? I couldn't even tell you what's the name of the shop. I just
I'm
know where
embarrassed
to
to
go,
say
and
that
just
I
tell
don't
my-
know. It's across from the ice cream place, and
Right,
it's like
that's what I tell my clients.
it's like there's like
You get
Le
to get the
Glacé,
ice
which is
cream, and
which,
then you go get a flight.
that
I'm
is
looking
right
to
across
see where the
street.
place is called.
And there's a
Yeah.
shop next door where they used to have the lounge flies that are like the
Mhm.
Ratatouille lounge flies
Yes.
with the
Right.
like
That's the one
which
I
you
didn't
didn't
buy.
buy.
Right.
But then in there they just have like champagne flights, or you can get a glass of champagne, and we have like
Well, in that little corner, there is a pastry shop which is back there, and the pastry shop is so good. It's good
La
for breakfast and
Patisserie.
such.
Mhm.
Over on the side there is the ice cream shop.
Oh,
and
no,
on
the
other side
boulangerie.
it's
The
and
boulangerie.
I'm going to say this, I'm going to say it wrong. Le Vin des Chefs de France,
Le
which
vin,
is
Le
got the
vin des
drinks,
chefs
and
de France.
that's where you get the Grand Marnier slush. You can get a Grey Goose slush. You can also get a champagne flight there. It's all there together because they've got the different champagnes. I'm not even going to try to read the menu because I'm not French. But you can get two different flights
Send it to
with
me, I'll
different
say.
champagnes of
I'll
2-ounce pours. The regular flight for $34, which is at Moet, the Chandon Imperial,
Moet.
the Tadinger, I don't know what they call. I don't say
Oh,
these names. And then you get the deluxe
Butchering.
champagne flight,
butchering it.
which includes the Dom Perignon for the deluxe. And you guys get those a lot. I mean, I've seen you, and it's a very good content moment for Instagram because the little things come out and you get little things with the bottles in them and stuff. And so people
But there
love
aren't
it. And
carriers. There are
No,
not
no,
No,
carriers
and there
for them.
should
And
be.
then
It's
you
so
gotta go
hard to like.
every time, and I think I've been with you guys in our little
Like on New
everywhere.
Year's, it's like what?
for like 4 times having these champagne flights, and every single time it's a trash can. That's all that's available. There's no tables available. It's always finding a trash can.
Epcot in general.
That's just Epcot in general.
That's just Epcot.
I have to bring my tablecloth next time. I keep forgetting to bring my trash can tablecloth.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't have it this last trip. I mean,
I know. December, back to December. I will bring that.
Which is, I know we have a Pittsburgh trip coming up, which is interesting because really the only 2 times I've ever hung out with Kyla that not at Disney World is Cancun on a trip with a group, and then Pittsburgh, and that's it. And so, because it's always travel stuff. I couldn't identify your house if I tried. So it's just somewhere in New Hampshire. That's all I know. I got 2 more things on the menu here to discuss. Enchanted Rose, which you guys are frequenting, which is over in Grand Floridian. I've been there a couple times. It's a really nice little place. The fries are very good at the Enchanted
the fries. Okay.
Yes.
Those are really good.
Are we starting with food? Okay, starting with food. Okay.
Well, we're talking about all of it. Yeah.
The mac and cheese. Okay, let's talk the mac and cheese, which is, I believe, crab mac and cheese at this point.
Right.
One time it was lobster mac and cheese. The flatbreads.
Mm-hmm.
So good. I don't think I've had anything bad there actually. And like you'll look at the flatbread and be like, what is on this? Like I don't understand. And then it's like to die for. So good.
I don't know if I've had the flatbread. We've definitely got the charcuterie board though.
Yeah, we definitely got that. And it was good.
And the fries.
And the fries. We got the mac and cheese too, didn't we?
I don't remember.
I'm looking on the menu and I don't see mac and cheese now. But
it's off the menu now. It used to be on the menu.
They have smoked trout and crab dip. They have the house-made truffle fries, which is my favorite. They have hummus. They have the seasonal flatbread. They have the cheese selection, which I love a good cheese. It's always so Gouda. They've got the charcuterie and various cocktails and such. Martinis, ciders, beers, things like that, champagne and sparkling wines. And also, and we're going to echo back and say some of the same terms we've said before, but the vibe is very relaxing.
Yeah.
It's a very comfortable place in there.
And there's 2 sections though. They people need to know actually 3 well, we want to say 4.
There's 3. Because it's like there's like outside and then there's like the little room to the right of the gold chandelier
of the bar.
And then there's the bar with the gold chandelier.
But then there's the room to the left.
Yeah,
which is like where like in the lounges where you feel it looks like the live action Beauty and the Beast with like you can find Mrs. Potts and you can find Cogsworth and Lumiere and
love it.
Right.
It is so pretty. That's also where I saw Neil McDonough one time. Randomly.
Who's that?
He's an actor, and you would know his face if you saw him.
You would know his face.
He's a great that guy.
Yeah, like you would, yeah. But like just because I've seen him in like different movies, and we looked him up because we're like, I know who that is. And
he's got a very distinguished face.
So yeah, you would totally know,
like dark, like really light,
bright blue eyes.
Yeah.
So anyway,
so can you just walk right up to Enchanted Rose? You need reservations. How do you get into Enchanted Rose?
There's no reservations. Opens at 3:30.
Wait.
Yep. And like when we. Was it the last time, Kyla, that we wait?
We were there for New Year's.
It was New Year's. We got there like around 4, I think.
Yeah. We had to wait like 20, 25 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we were like in the overflow seating though.
We were in overflow.
Like, they put us like out in the hallway at a table. But it was beautiful. We were like overlooking the lobby. So like whatever. The service was great. Like it was fantastic. And, we've been there before, so I didn't need to sit.
Kyla, do you mind sitting in the hallway? Can I drink? I don't mind at all.
There were like people watching.
I'll sit in the car in the front of the whole building.
There were a couple times whenever we're like nudging each other, like, did you see that? Did you see that? Like,
yeah.
And the guys are like, what?
There was a guy wearing like a jacket with like huge bumblebees on it. Remember?
That's right.
It was like so different.
It's like, okay. What up?
Buzzkill.
No, the last place I want to mention. The last place I want to mention is the Abracadabra bar over at Boardwalk, and it's kind of right there on the boardwalk and everything. It's a little bar. I've only been here once.
Next to Trattoria.
Next to Trattoria, I really
between Flying Fish and Trattoria, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll talk about it in just a second. We'll kind of shoot through that real quick. But Abracadabra Bar has it's like a very mystical, magician-y kind of place, basically.
Yeah, like
Houdini and such.
Yeah.
And it's a really cool little place. Now, again, I went there with Kyla and Frank. This was 2023 after the 5K that night when I was falling asleep. I think I probably should have gotten caffeine.
I should have nap. You should have taken a nap. Is what you should have done.
Well, I was busy. So yeah, the one that I got was basically a drink that kind of changes colors. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'm looking here. It goes to like
You got a margarita.
It was a margarita, but it's like a purple, like a light purple, and it changes. No, it's a dark purple. It changes to a light purple, and like I'm looking at these stupid articles, and I can't find it. It's the Conjurita. That's what it is. It's made with Gran Sanitario, tequila, Contra, simple syrup, and lime juice. Anyway, it's dark purple, and he does some special stuff to it. And it goes to light purple right before your eyes. It was really good, and I enjoyed it, but I haven't been there in a while. Abracadabra, recommend. Did we like it?
I love it. I love the theming to it. It's great inside. You just feel like you're back in like I was gonna say the year, but I don't know what it is. So whenever Houdini was around.
Yeah, that was what, early 1900s?
1542. I don't know. It's a song by Dua Lipa. It's all.
But
I
if
got.
somebody's listening, somebody from Disney, I need you to bring back the little snack cones that they used to have, which were delicious. And it was go with me here. It was roasted chickpeas, but like I know that you'd be like, what? No, they were crunchy and delicious, and they were like in some sort of like a seasoning, and they mixed them with popcorn, and it was just like the best little like munchy food to have. And we would get refills, but that was like right after it opened, and we went with friends, and I'm not literally, that was the superstar because that is what I remember from that night. And the next time we went in there, I think with you guys, I'm like, oh, we're gonna get the popcorn stuff. And it was not there. So bring back the popcorn. It's good.
It sounds good. I didn't have it before, but it sounds good. You know what? We get the fries. They stack the fries on top of each other. The last time we were there, they were like big waffle fries, and they're like stacked. Maybe, probably.
I don't remember. No, because we had just eaten a flying fish. We were full. Yeah. There's no way we got those.
Next time. You know what, David? You mentioned La Cava, and I'm wearing my La Cava shirt today, so we have to talk about it.
We did talk about La Cava. We kind of
mentioned it.
Okay, well,
let's talk about margaritas.
Let's talk about La Cava. I mentioned how busy it was, and this is when you jump in and say, "I want to talk about it." Kyla, La Cava, the floor is yours.
It is the best margarita bar.
Where is it?
In
where is La Cava? I mean, at Disney.
It
where
is
will we find La Cava?
You are going to find it in the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot. Not Chosa, not outside, not the quick service on the lagoon sign. Yeah, go in the pyramid. Like,
in
I've
the
had
pyramid.
So many people tell me they didn't know it was in there. I'm like, did you even go in the pyramid? Like, that's where the ride is too. There's a ride.
Right, like, and there's like a shop. It was like all inside.
Head blown off. You go to La Cava and you order the avocado, which is all about the avocado and the margarita glass, and it says "You complete me." It's delicious though, because people are like avocados, but it's like so smooth and creamy.
That's their signature drink.
So good.
Is the avocado margarita.
Yes. They now have one with
tequila,
mezcal
liqueur, fresh avocado, and lime juice served frozen. They can serve it frozen with hibiscus salt rim. And so it's that's their specialty. They have a few appetizers and stuff, but that's what everybody wants is the La Cava, the tequila, the avocado margarita. So, and they do have little appetizers and stuff because I think I've had the chips and queso there. I'm very particular about my queso because I don't like spicy queso. And even when somebody says, "Oh, it's a little spicy," I can taste the spice on it because I'm a wuss. Their queso is very good. Their queso is extremely good, and I really, really enjoy it. And it's a good place to kind of stand around. No seats. You just kind of stand around the tables and stuff, almost like
there are a handful of seats.
It reminds me of a Mexican ogas.
A little
like
bit.
La Oga or something, because you just stand around tables with a few seats off to the side that you can never get. So, yeah.
You have to have food to have a table usually, or maybe that's just in their peak times. But in order to sit at one of the tables inside or stand, you have to get the food. You know what else I like is that they highlight different celebrities. So like Lily Aldridge, the Victoria's Secret model, she has her own margarita called the Lily, and they have like all these special effects to go along with it with the smoke. Actually, we ordered it for the Epcot 40. We ordered it.
Was I there?
Was it that or was?
Do you guys remember? Yes, you were both there.
Wait, is that the smoked one? Is that the one?
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. I remember that.
No, they take like the.
They put like a globe over it, and it smokes all inside. And you pull it out, and the smoke goes everywhere.
Wait, were you the one that got that, or was it somebody else?
Yes.
But you didn't like it. You didn't love that one.
Are you talking to me or talking to Kyla?
Kyla.
Because Neil Patrick Harris drink was the one that nobody liked. Neil Patrick
that's
Harris
the one. It was the Neil Patrick Harris drink. Okay.
Yeah.
Heather does not like the Neil Patrick Harris drink. Do not buy it for her. Do not give it to her. Do not tell her to take a sip.
She
will
hated
not.
it.
Doesn't like it.
No.
I think it's good. But that's another one. And then they have like people who like own their tequila brands will come in. So like the guys from Breaking Bad, they like own a tequila brand. So they come in and it's just so fun. Like it's just like a fun bar, and it has margaritas, and it's in Mexico. So you have like all the.
But the line can be like sometimes you'll see this line stretching outside, and you're like, oh my gosh, is the line this long for the ride? Like literally, like
never.
No, it's
never
not.
for the ride.
You just have to like pass the line and go into the pavilion.
Yes, because La Cava is one of those legendary places in Epcot that everybody knows about. They want to go to La Cava. Meanwhile, there's like the African outpost right up the road there, right up the alleyway there that has this like mango drink that my wife loves, and she was like, "Would you go get me like a mango star or something like that with tequila or whatever?" And she loves it. She loves that. It's frozen, whatever. So, all right, out of all the ones we've talked about a lot today. Kyla, I'll go to you first. If somebody's going to go to the parks and they're like, you know what, I'm going to have one drink at one lounge. I'm going to one lounge only. I'm limiting myself to one time.
Oh my God.
Where would you tell them to go? Knowing they can go to any of these, and get in within a reasonable amount of time. Where would you tell them to go?
This is a tough one. I'm between the spicy chocolate martini at Tune-In or avocado margarita at La Cava. I think I'd have to say avocado, actually, because it's just like, to use your word, legendary.
Right. Jen, where would you send them? Where would they go?
Wait, like one lounge. Well, is Enchanted Rose in play?
Yeah, Elephant's in play. I mean, they're like,
I'm sending to Enchanted Rose because that's in the Grand and it's the best. It's the best hotel ever.
I'm gonna send everybody to the Grand no matter what.
I mean, that's always like that has to be
that Kir Royale with the boba pearls.
The little boba balls. Like I'm just saying, like because you can get everything there. So why not?
I would send them to the Nomad Lounge. I really like that place. I really like how comfortable it is, and just the seating and the drinks and the food is really good, and I just like the atmosphere, and it's really nice.
Plus, finally got in.
Plus, exactly, Animal Kingdom is a 3/4 day park, and so that's a good time to kill 2 hours in Nomad Lounge. So.
Great to argue half day.
3/4 of the day.
I said 3/4 of the day park. Yeah. I mean, you're done with Animal Kingdom about
3 hours.
Well, I mean, that's
3 hours.
Put it this way, folks. I don't ever recommend buying Genie for Animal Kingdom unless you're at spring break and you don't get into like 9 o'clock. Then maybe consider it because you're not going to do a whole lot. But otherwise, yeah, if you want to sleep in like we did, maybe buy it. But beyond that, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. So there we go. That's our rundown of the drinks and the lounges and the little bites to eat across the parks. Kyla, tell us where we can find you in the Instagram and online and all those places.
You can find me at Kyla Melbourne, Travel Agent at Upon a Star on Facebook, and you can find me at Disney Geek 27 on Threads and Instagram.
Nice. Jen, where can we find you and find you on all your trips and stuff that you got coming up?
You can find me at Upon a Star Jen, or my personal Instagram is at Jen_Novotny.
Perfect. Find me online at The Magic on a Dollar on Instagram. Find me on Facebook at Magic on a Dollar and at Disney on a Dollar. And of course, Upon a Star Travel in all the places online, .com, on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, and all those good places. Find us there. And of course, find the show, themsepodcast.com. We'd love to hear from you. Go there, go to the website, see all our wonderful pictures, all the show notes and stuff. Go and, the msepodcast@gmail.com is our email address. And of course, that's on us on all the socials. Kyla, thank you for joining us once again this week to talk all about the drinks and the foods and stuff. And so, we didn't really touch much on Disney Springs. There's a lot to get to at Disney Springs, but
there's so much. That's
a separate episode.
That's another episode.
Probably not next week, but that is another episode, so we'll get there. So for Jen and for Kyla, I'm Dave, and hey, don't forget to buy those Phoenicians a drink.
Thank you for listening to the Main Street Electrical Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the MSE Podcast, or visit our website at themsepodcast.com. Be sure to subscribe, and may all your wishes come true.